The latest news for the metro area. News 4 tonight.
Good evening. Officials of the Detroit Institute of Arts are breathing a sigh of relief tonight. A just completed city audit of the museum's operations has found some areas that can be criticized. But News 4's Kevin Kerrigan says the audit did not amount to an indictment.
The most important conclusion arrived at by the city's finance department is that there is no evidence of any willful mismanagement in the museum's operation.
I'm very gratified and I'm glad that this is behind us at the museum. We can now go ahead and do our work for the community as we've planned to do in the past, and this will give us a clean bill of health. We can move forward.
But the audit did outline 13 administrative deficiencies and recommended tighter controls on accounting, travel, business expenses, salaries, and competitive bidding.
We applied generally acceptable management audit procedures, and these are the same types of deficiencies we would discover in any city department.
Founders Society members said that they welcomed the audit's result and expressed support for Director Cummings.
It does not appear to be anything that the mayor or the auditor has indicated that would have any question whatsoever upon the management and his conduct of the museum.
Mayor Young spent 2 hours with the members this afternoon detailing the results of the audit that he ordered in August. The most significant change will be one recently written into law by the legislature in the wake of the controversy, requiring a contract between the city and the museum detailing financial expenditures.
It is a requirement of the city charter. Any public funds that are spent must be accounted for. Any city funds that are spent must be done by contract.
Mayor Young states quite accurately that the Art Institute is a city department of the city of Detroit, and he wants to make sure it stays that way. We'll help him.
In short, the audit will mean a new relationship between the Founders Society and the city and its museum. It is, as Director Cummings said, a new ballgame now. Kevin Kerrigan, News 4 tonight.
Mayor Young has turned the audit over to the City Arts Commission tonight. He says he expects recommendations for changes in museum operations within the next 3 weeks. Rich?
The second week of the Vista Disposal Company bribery trial began today with the most damaging testimony to date. News 4's Roger Weber says it came from the prosecution's key witness.
The testimony came from Jerry Owens, the Mississippi ex-con who helped form Vista Disposall and later became an FBI informant. Owens said that in September of 1980, Vista was encountering delays in landing a multi-million-dollar sludge hauling contract with the city of Detroit. That the company's owner, Darylyn Bowers, said she would discuss that problem with Sewer Chief Charles Beckham. And according to Owens, Bowers might have said she would talk to Mayor Young. Then Owens detailed an October 23rd meeting at Vista headquarters after the city had approved the contract. It allegedly included Owens, Bowers, and 3 other sludge haulers. According to Owens, Michigan Disposall owner Mike Ferrantino said, "Charlie has been very nice to us and we should do something nice for him." Then Bowers said, "Beckham should be paid $2,000 a month." Owens said Bowers termed it a bonus. Asked by Chief Prosecutor Chris Andrioff what that meant, Owens replied, it meant a payoff. In November of 1980, Owens agreed to wear a hidden microphone for the FBI. The first of the conversations taped among the defendants will be played tomorrow. Channel 4 and several other media organizations have filed in the appeals court in Cincinnati to guarantee that reporters will have access to the Vista tapes. If the media win, all of you at home will be able to hear conversations among the Vista defendants. That hearing is set for Thursday afternoon. Roger Weber, News 4 tonight.
There are more calls for the government tonight to extend quotas on the numbers of Japanese-made cars shipped to the United States. The current quota agreement expires next spring. The current agreement limits imports to 1.68 million cars per year. UAW President Owen Beaver has called on President Reagan to demand 2 more years of quotas that are stringent enough to protect jobs during the auto industry's recovery. Michigan Senator Carl Levin says the president should call for quotas of even fewer cars from Japan.
The president must do something about this. He must tell the Japanese, be fair. Lower your exports to a fair market share and keep that limitation in effect for at least 2 years, so that American car makers and auto workers have a fair chance of making a solid recovery.
Spokesman for Ford tonight denied published reports that its Japanese supplier will soon build cars in the United States, and Chrysler says that it may import more cars from its Japanese supplier rather than tool up for a new car to be built in the United States. Carmen?
The redevelopment of downtown Detroit has been marked by the building of skyscrapers and major projects. But tonight there is another, somewhat smaller sign of the area's renaissance. News 4's Bob Bennett says it takes the form of a downtown market.
Let's see how sharp these scissors are.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
The standard ribbon cutting at a grand opening. But this one means a lot to downtown Detroit. A supermarket is open tonight in Trolly Plaza, the high-rise luxury apartment dwelling built to lure residents to an area where many businesses have moved out. The basic nature of Washington Boulevard has changed in the last 5 years. As some businesses moved out, their buildings were turned into living quarters for senior citizens. And to those citizens, this market means a lot. Word spread about the new market this afternoon, and several senior citizens stopped to look at the store close to home.
I was in there today when they opened and bought a few things, and the prices sound just right. A lot of people who are working in these offices here won't have to stop on their way home. They can stop on their lunch hour.
It's really a mini market featuring some gourmet items. These three men decided to invest because they feel downtown has a future.
With the influx of people living down here, especially on Washington Boulevard, I see that there's definitely a niche to be filled, and I think this market is going to do very well.
There's optimism because Trolly Plaza is almost fully occupied just 2 years after it opened, and the market could serve as a catalyst.
It's convenient, and I hope that it'll bring some life down here.
Bob Bennett, News 4 Tonight.